puppies, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Isle of series. In hype for my upcoming book and wanting to involve the community in interesting topics to which we can bring in special guests and give you all facts about them that you may or may not know. For tonight's special, we are talking about dreams and how hard it is to catch them. So before we begin, I would like to thank everybody who is here and for who has showed up for my first ever live show. I know that I'm new to the community, we're new to the community, but all of your guys' support and hype for what we've been doing and for my book has just meant so much. So thank you all so much for coming, and we are super excited, and you've made us all feel so welcome. And speaking of welcoming everyone, I would like to welcome onto the show John Jameson from John's Comics with Kids.
Whoop, whoop.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I had to wear my Indiana Jones hat for your mom.
I knew that was coming.
So I know how big a fan she is of Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones, so I had to make sure I had to borrow this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's thrilled. I know.
Hey, this is so exciting.
I know. Okay. So, how's your night been? How was Thanksgiving and everything?
It's great. I'm in the throes of the holidays. I was putting up Christmas lights and Christmas trees. You got yours decorated behind you.
Yeah, with the cat. You can't really see her, but she's right here.
It's so much fun to have that holiday spirit and spend time with all these great people,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and now that the festivities are coming around, I hope that lots more people have their Christmas decorations up, because that just makes it so much more fun.
Totally. I know I saw on Rod's show earlier, Jeffrey had a snowman behind him and he had his holiday spirit going. So it was great.
Oh yeah. The frosting, the snowman in the live stream earlier. Yeah. All righty. Oh my gosh. Look at everybody who's here already. I see Gray Man, Metarog, Old Wolf, Sam, Matt. Matt was the first one in the live chat. He called first almost 4 hours ago. So he was definitely first. He earns those rights.
I love all the people that were so early, because I see Chris Spike was saying, I'll see you in 2 hours.
2 hours, yes.
Bear Island is like, and I'm 1 hour early.
1 hour early. Well, we were getting everything set up, and we kind of posted it 4 hours beforehand. So, hey, thanks to everybody who was there in preparation for it. So, Senor John, are you ready?
I'm ready to talk about dreams tonight. This is going to be awesome.
Yes. So how this is going to go is I'm just going to start asking you some questions, and the stage will be yours. You can just go off on a full tangent, man.
Well, have fun with it. You don't know what kind of trouble you're starting here.
But this is the point, so that we can learn some stuff about you and you can just have some fun with it. So, are you ready?
I am absolutely ready.
All righty. Your first question. What is the biggest dream that you have had and have wanted to fulfill?
Oh, that's a great one. I definitely always wanted to create something that people enjoyed. I think that's like the broadest way I can describe it. So whether that was, in film school, obviously it was trying to make a movie. In my current state, I really wanted to write something that people really enjoyed, a book or something like you're trying to do, which is so amazing. So I just wanted to make something that people really responded to, and then created an interaction, a dialogue, because that's the best part about it is art should create an interaction between audience, artist, and artwork, right? There should be some interaction in that triangle. Whether it's very loose and I go to a museum and see a piece of artwork that affects me and that artist has now brought something to me, or whether it's really interactive and I'm at a film festival and I see a movie and the director's there and I can ask him a question and we're having an interaction in real time, that stuff is really, it's the juice of life for me.
That's so much fun. Yeah. So You've written screenplays, dot, dot, dot. You kind of jumped into it, but there was no introduction there.
Yeah, Perry makes fun of me because apparently early on in my YouTube stuff, I used to mention film school too much. And so there he is in the chat even saying, oh boy, when in doubt, John brings up film school. But yeah, so in my youth, I had an amazing high school teacher who did drama and video and language arts. And he was an amazing guy and made a huge impact on me and sort of spurned me into, well, I can try to make stuff. I don't just have to watch and enjoy. I can actually try to make something of my own. And then from there, it was junior college and then college, making movies and sort of trying to create something that I thought expressed something from me. And it was a great time. I'm meeting a lot of fun people and getting to go on studio lots and hang out while they're making a TV show or they're shooting a movie. And then trying to make my own. And I will say none of mine were good enough to even get like an agent or a manager or anything. Like it just wasn't I didn't have the right connection or I didn't have the right stuff. But it was a lot of fun to make. I wrote several like pilots for TV shows and then a couple of scripts for films. I even tried like adapting a few of my favorite books just to practice kind of doing that. It was a lot of fun. John, show the short you made. Do it. Perry's dying for my short film. So I made 2 short films in college. I have one of them here, my DVD of Out and About that I made when I was in it. If you ever want to see somebody who doesn't like to smoke pretend to smoke, I made the movie for you. It's amazing. But yeah, it was a lot of, and then I got to travel with it. So I went to Boston, I went to Florida, I went to several places in California, just getting to like show my movie and go to watch an audience. And the highlight for me was going to the Directors Guild of America up in LA. Wow. And they ran my film along with a whole bunch of others up in LA. And that was crazy to be at a venue like that and see your movie. It just blew my mind.
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
It was crazy. And I was probably about as nervous as you are right now, but you're not showing it. I was definitely showing it. I was a flop sweat mess.
So did you have to like go up and like introduce the film or did they just like start playing it?
They invited us up afterwards. They had like all of them strung together, like 8 movies or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the audience watched all of them. And then at the end, we were all up there for a little Q&A. And afterwards, I had a few people give me their business cards, but it just never became something. But it was a lot of fun just to be in that place where, some amazing films had run.
I've been there. Yeah. But on the offhand, you did win an award, right?
How'd you know? And I have it right here. It's amazing.
Wow, that's pretty. Don't touch the glass. You're smudging it.
I am. I'm dirty. I'm going to fingerprint it all.
Oh my God.
It's the People's Choice Award from the Delray Beach Film Festival, Rena. This is a big deal.
That is, and you're smudging it.
I am definitely smudging it. I don't even know that this film festival exists anymore, but I have an award from them. So that's all that Magnum PI needs a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, geez.
Check out my latest video, Gray Man. You'll get all the Hawaiian shirt you'll ever want. Fire. The DC reviews, I had my Hawaiian shirt, and I even did the tucked in with the jeans. Who tucks in a Hawaiian shirt with jeans, people? Come on. Just a bad look.
Well, I guess it works if you like live in Hawaii and you want to dress to impress, so you tuck in the shirt, I
think the real reason, you probably never watched Magnum PI, but the real reason he did it is because he was constantly tucking his pistol into his pants and then just running around. Like imagine just walking down the street and some guy runs past you with a gun in his pants. You're going to be like, what in the world? This guy is running around with a gun in his pants all the time. He didn't even have a holster or anything.
No, it's just tuck right in. Martin Riggs.
Whatever. He's just running around.
Nice.
Like me.
Yeah, but Riggs didn't have the mustache. That's a Roger thing.
That's a Roger thing. Yeah, the mustache was not.
Yeah, I realized that rewatching this. So your mom and I share a huge love for like anti-programming holiday films. Die Hard and Lethal Weapon So good.
Excuse me. I'm just as in love with those as you are.
So glad. I watched it and realized how I think I would traumatize Charlie to make her watch these at this point. Like she's just not ready yet.
Oh, really?
Oh, there are certain moments in Die Hard. Some of those blood effects are real.
True.
Oh my God. He shoots a guy in the knees, and I'm like, oh my God, what is happening right now? That is like crazy.
Yeah.
Your mom and I love those movies, and I've rewatched both of them this weekend just to catch up with your mom because it's so good.
Yeah, no, we finished watching Die Hard yesterday, so
It gets you right in the feels when Hans Gruber falls to his death.
No, it does not.
but to know that he's dead, the actor's dead now, yeah, like that, and then you're like, yeah, no, come back. We need more acting.
Okay, but do you like 2, 3, 4, and 5? Like 1 and 2, really? That's it.
Yeah, I kind of cap it. I'll give 3. I'll give it 3. But I'm not there. I don't even like. Yeah, I've never actually seen the 5th one.
I haven't seen the 5th one either.
I have either.
Mm-mm.
No.
But no, the 3rd one was the Lethal Weapon ripoff.
Oh, Perry.
Come on.
Oh, Perry.
Perry.
What is Perry saying? Perry. Get Perry.
Perry.
Don't even highlight it. Just you're giving him. There's several people shouting it out.
Thank you, better. Yes.
Thank
now I
you.
have a machine gun.
So many great moments. But I like the 3rd one, if only for Sam Jackson is just great. Come on, Sam Jackson, so good, and yeah, I mean, but yeah, nothing compares to the original, and those films are so good, and I love a counter programming. So like to go into Halloween and watch a movie that's kind of like funny and not scary, or to go into Christmas and watch a movie that's like action packed and not like holiday themed.
Yeah,
I like the counter programming.
It's just kind of fun because you take two elements that wouldn't normally go together and you toss them together, you know? I mean, you got a major fight scene and there's this peaceful little Christmas tree sitting in the background.
Well, I love the moment when they open the safe in the original film. And it's like they're thinking that the FBI is thinking that they've ruined the day for the villains. And the villains are like, sweet, we got all this money now, and they're running around.
You have the victory music playing in the background.
The Christmas music in the background. The whole thing is just perfect. It's so well done.
And how they're talking behind each other's backs. You know, the FBI is like, by the time they realize what happened, we're going to have them in handcuffs. And then you have Gruber, who's like, by the time they realize what's happened, we'll be sitting on a beach earning 20%.
Who knows the quotes, people?
I am very good with quotes.
That's training done right. That's right.
Yippee-ki-yay.
When you're writing something, do you spend time thinking about, okay, what is the counterpoint for a certain, so like when I was writing, I was always trying to think about, okay, I have one moment, I'm trying to hit a certain note here, right? A certain emotional note. But I also wanted to play something else that was sort of the opposite at the same time, like to like do two things at once. Whether it was like, okay, this is a dramatic moment, but where's the funny in this? Like, where's the
yes,
or whether it's an intense, like dramatic, action-packed moment, but where is the heart in that? Right?
Where's the heartfelt, like we're tug on your heartstrings moment? Do
you do the same thing when you're writing?
I have a couple of characters who are like that. You know, you have your one or two comic relief characters or comic relief lines. So, you know, you'll have, you know, this bad situation, but you have these characters just sit down and be like, well, can't get any worse, right? Or you have a villain, you know, who is not very nice, but at the same time, he can crack a pun and just be so smug about it, you know?
Well, I think that those are the moments that are most memorable when you feel like you know where a story is going and then you're hit with something going the other direction. You know, I think those are moments that as an audience, you're just like, now you're on the edge of your seat, right? Whether you were like about to cry and then you fall down with laughter because somebody took the air out of that moment and in the perfect way. I think the really good dramatic kind of writer, artist, whatever, can can do the layering to make that kind of stuff work, where you can some of my favorite things about Die Hard are the humor, right? You have the moments when the SWAT team guys are charging the building and they run through the rose bushes and they're like, that really pricked my head.
Or when Bruce Willis falls down the elevator shaft, crawls into a thin duct, come down to the coast, have some drinks, have a couple laughs, and he's just shaking his head, right?
Or the guy who's like he's guarding the front door, but he's like, oh, there's candy bars in there.
Yeah, that's Lethal Weapon 1. Yeah, just that.
There's so many of those moments. Right?
Yes.
I think that I've always been frustrated with art that was just one note, that couldn't find the other layer underneath, because I think the reality is nothing is either super dark or super light. There's always layers to everything. And I think good art should have all of those things if done well.
Which is something that you can get more out of, I feel like, stories than you can, watching a movie, because there's things going on in the movie that you can't really grasp when it's going on. It's not until you watch it a billion times that you're like, oh, that's what they mean, But in a story, you can add details and you can add elements that people may not, will grab sooner if they read it than if they watch it. So, and that's a lot more oftentimes better, I feel like, for an audience, because like if you take like an action movie, all they have is just the action the entire time. There's nothing else that happens,
How about seeing, like, so what I joke that I say that what I love about Die Hard is what they forget about the later films is you feel so bad for John, right? McClane, here's this guy, McClane, and he has nothing going for him. Everything against him. He's picking out shards of glass from his feet and crying about how he's never going to see his wife again. That moment in the bathroom it's incredible. And the performance he gives is blowing me. I did just put Perry in timeout, FYI. I literally did it when he said that. So if you're noticing there's no more comments from Perry for the next 6 minutes, that's why.
How?
I did it. It's very easy to do. It's very enjoyable. But what I think the later films miss is they put this feeling that the terrorists are really outnumbered. Like you feel like the terrorists aren't. I feel bad for the bad guys in the later Die Hard films. Like they don't stand a chance. They're up against John McClane. But the first film, you're like, oh, poor John. And then the later films, you're like, oh, poor.
It's a lot more emotional based in the first.
Right. And then you have Al, who's got his own story arc dealing with feeling like he made this horrible mistake with pulling his gun on a kid and how he can never do it again. And he goes through his own journey to the end of that film. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Yeah. I also realized the theme of that story for the first time. Like I was just watching it. And at the end, I realized that they have to kill Hans Gruber by having her pop her watch off, the watch that's a gift from her company. Right? So both of them, John and his wife, are realizing that they can't put work ahead of their family. So John has this moment where he realizes I was a jerk and I focused on my job and I made a mistake and put it ahead of my wife and it was horrible. Then she has to do the same thing at the end. She's got to let go of the business watch and let it all go. Let this hostile takeover just go and put the focus on family. It's a really clever little metaphor all through the book.
I would say so.
I never realized it until recently.
Alrighty. So, hey pal, you ready? So, John, would you do us the honor?
I'm so pumped on this. I'm so excited. I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I got to time out Perry again. There's another Perry in the chat real quickly. There we go. Done. Take care of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited to introduce to you the other half of the two YouTubers crew here. We have Burning Block and his Fire Facts. Be ready.
Hello, everybody. You smell that? Smells like Burning Block Fire Facts. Today's facts, dreaming. Ooh. Number 1, having a goal is thinking about doing something, but an achievement is you acting on that goal. Yay. Number 2, dreams are your brain trying to heal, and this sometimes makes you see things that you remember from your day. Okay. Number 3, the average person dreams 6 times a night. Number 4, having a goal or dream is inspiration and passion mixed into one. Like I like to dream that I have 1,000 subscribers. Back to you, Rena.
I love it. So if you guys don't know Cade, that's Burning Block about 99, and you can definitely sub his channel. I'm sure he'll jump in the chat and drop a little comment at some point. You can click on it and jump over.
He had a lot of fun. He had a lot of fun putting this together. The day we asked him to put the facts together, he went straight beeline for the computer. He's like, "Let's go."
Give me nice time in the sun.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Bear Island says Burning Block is a legend. The kid needs more airtime.
Right? Well, he's got his own channel for that. He should, ooh, that's a good idea. You should start doing burning fire facts on your channel. Okay.
little 1 minute videos. Boom. Here's some fire facts for you today.
Nice. So as we progress on, and thank you, Cade, for your fire facts, and thank John, because John was actually the one who suggested the name Fire Facts, and Cade liked it, so we went with that. And the Fire Facts are something that we're going to do for every show, so stay tuned for more facts that Cade will be bringing us in later shows. So, moving right back along, John, I would like to ask you, since you have this background in screenplays and wanting to act, and yeah, I mean you're very verbose. I mean you steal the show, man. You're just amazing.
That's the very nicest way you could tell me that I have a giant mouth, which is what my mom's been telling me since I was a kid. It's totally true. I have a huge mouth. We were playing a game for Thanksgiving where you put this like plastic thing in your mouth like a dentist.
Oh,
and you have to pronounce it.
Yeah, we saw those pictures.
I could pronounce everything, and everybody knew what I was saying the first time. And everybody's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I have a big mouth. This is legitimately a fact, scientifically true."
Nice.
So I prove it.
But you're charismatic and you're funny, and I am very fortunate because I am not. I flop.
Come on.
No.
You're playing it. You're doing a great job.
So, but with your background in screenplays, we have all noticed that on your channel as of late, you have started to do some characters. I think there was a Gandalf in there and the robot, which we're still trying to figure out how you program that robot to do all that.
And I will shout out to Just a Rican in his comments, because I was on because he prompted me to come on Perry's show Friday night. So I guess last night I was on his late night show, and I actually set up the robot to perform. So I did it live, which was way more complicated than doing it recorded. It's a whole lot of fun though, bringing the robot. I think he's sleeping over here somewhere.
Somewhere.
I have his glasses. That's all I got right now. It was I shot a couple of little video reviews for Perry because he wants like guests to come on and review stuff, which is so cool the way that he brings other people into his channel. And it made me think like I should do some of this. This is kind of fun. And then now it's a thing. I've done 6 of them, 6 characters, and on my channel. So I gotta keep going. I made a list of ones with the costumes I've got that I can pull off.
So, is this the future for your channel? Are you going to start doing more characters for your video reviews and for everything that you're doing? Where's your channel gonna go?
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 18 months. I can't imagine where it will go. Like it's been different every few months. There's even a few months when I was like, I got my first few thumbs down, my first few hater like comments, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to pump the brakes on this. I don't need to expose my daughters to that. But then it was like, no, this is fun. Like if it's fun, I'm going to do it. And that was kind of my mentality from the beginning, is just keep doing the parts that are fun. And if it's not fun, then stop doing it. So I stopped editing videos for a while because I'm like, this is work. I don't want to work. And then I did these character things, and I'm like, well, this is play. This is definitely play. And so I got Kate there, and Kate's like recording the video. You can even see her finger in front of the lens. She was nailing it. She's a great. In fact, the first video I did for Perry where I had the pipe and I'm sitting in front of the fireplace and I'm doing this whole thing. Kate shot the whole thing, and I got like 5 comments, people texting me on Instagram, whatever. Who did the camera work? They really nailed it.
Nice.
Like, what about the performer, man? Don't tell me about Kate. Come on. No, Kate killed it. She was great. She like moved with me and stood up and sat down. Yeah, that was amazing.
A future filmmaker in the industry. You should start teaching her everything that you know.
She clearly has a skill set, as already evident. But yeah, I do imagine that I'll do more of that. I'm going to try to make that segment. It's quick to shoot. I just need to get all the costumes and apparently facial hair is a factor.
You should go for a goatee next.
It's coming back, so we'll see where it goes from here. So yeah, that's going to try to hopefully be a weekly segment. I want to do a few more of my starting line videos, which was my first major edited series, where it was like, hey, I've never read any Wonder Woman comics. Where should I start reading Wonder Woman? It was kind of a fun thing that I would have wanted to find when I was first getting into comics. It was like, okay, this is a big character. I don't know where to start reading them. Like that's complicated.
Well, and especially if you're trying to get in character to that character, because you want to know who you're performing and what you're talking about.
You don't want to see me dressed as Wonder Woman. That would be really bad. Right now.
Yeah.
Because it would be with the mustache. That would be part of the comedy. You wouldn't get rid of the mustache to play Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Pioneer of creativity. Okay, Javi, pump the brakes, brother. Pump the brakes.
Hey, he's just being honest.
I'm just the newest guy on the mountain. Let's not, I didn't build the mountain.
All right.
I appreciate the love, though. I appreciate the love.
All very exciting things, my friends. All very exciting things. But you know what else is exciting? I'm gonna look over to the chat for a minute. Sorry, Chad. We've been kind of glazing right on over you. Thanks to YouTubers for keeping you guys entertained. For the last few minutes of the live show, I have a surprise for all of you. So what we're going to do is I am going to ask you guys a question. Because of the YouTube lag, I am going to give you guys about 100 seconds. I want you guys to pick a number between 1 and 100, and whoever can come the closest to whatever number I am thinking of wins this. Now, this, for everyone in the chat, is a hand-drawn picture by Jake Volo, who is the cover artist to my book. You can actually see the poster in the background here for the cover of the book. And what we did is I had him come in and draw this picture. So when I say go,
Matt.
No, they're already going. Okay, keep going. All right, go ahead. You guys start picking numbers, and we're gonna give you 100 seconds. Do we have a timer?
I'm kind of timing, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll do like 60 now that people are just going for it. So,
but Rena, tell them that the hints are on IG.
So, guys, before you continue throwing in your numbers here, if anybody has been paying attention to my Instagram lately, maybe even today's hiding underneath the Christmas tree that was in my Instagram post,
or during the snow post,
I actually said the number.
How many inches did Rena say?
Does anybody remember what the number was?
Jake, you are not allowed to guess.
Jake, you can't win your own picture, dude.
Lady Fantastic is picking like 7 numbers at this point.
No.
You get your first pick, and that's it. Here's what I can do. I can take care of that.
Oh, and John, you are allowed to guess.
Let's see.
Hey, no, you're not allowed to look this up. Quit it.
And you know what?
No, I'm removing her comments. I can remove them.
Every single one of you to private message me, and I would tell you the answer, and none of you did.
Wow.
Oh.
So
I actually see a correct number.
I see the correct answer. Yes, there is one person who has gotten it.
Da, da, da.
My chat is lagging.
The time
Yeah, the StreamYard chat is a little slower.
It's lagging, but I do see the answer.
Up.
Up. All right. So, Mom, would you care to highlight the answer?
I will indeed, peanutty butter. Dun 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 dun.
The answer is 68.
That might have been his second guess. I don't know.
It was the second guess, but considering nobody else got it,
All right, fair enough.
fair enough. So the answer is 68. If you've been paying attention in our Instagram post, I on my personal one, I said our main hero Ranger started his work when he was 18 years old. And then later on in the week, I told you that he had been doing his job for 50 years.
So Matt, we want to know, did you figure that out or
Or did
that
you
just a
cheat?
guess?
Did you
I have
figure
to
it
know,
out, or
Matt.
did you lightning speed rush over to Instagram and find the number?
Sharon didn't tell us there was an Instagram, Bear Island. Shame on you. Shame. Matt, you're still guessing numbers. Stop guessing numbers, brother. You won already. Stop
Hey,
guessing.
look at the screen, Matt. Wait, yup. His answer is just yup. What, you cheated?
I cheated. There it was. Yep, he admits it.
Tell them that it's signed by you.
Yes.
Signed
So
by
this piece
Jake
is
and-
signed by me and the cover artist. And this is Matt cheated. He admitted it. But you still got the number though. Everybody
Congratulations, Matt.
Matt got it. So Matt wins this, and we will get it sent over to you as soon as possible. So for wrapping up the live show, John, I would like to thank you for coming on. I really appreciated it, and this was a lot of fun. I have to say I appreciate talking about Die Hard just a little bit.
What a better way to spend a Saturday night.
Exactly. Yeah, other than watching it. But I mean, there entails.
Adam, I lied.
Adam, I lied.
Yeah,
Oh, Bear
because
Island.
I was told there would be no math.
And thank you for everybody who came in the chat. I can't tell how many of you are, but I see all the different icons. So
I think
thank
it
you.
was like almost 40, I think, at one point.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 30 something.
So thank you all so much for coming, and for all of you, next week's show, we have Javi from Conquistadorks coming on next week, same time at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. X minus Y equals Z. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and
What is Javi going to be talking about?
Javi's going to be talking about music. Our show next week is going to be called Isle of Vibrations. I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. So
I got this shirt from the boy who had 7, so I wore it tonight.
nice. Oh, I saw back around.
I saw Javi mention the shirt, so I was like, this was from the boy who had 7. I wear it for good luck.
All right, we're going to have music coming up.
Music coming up. Spider-Man. Science.
Animals.
Animals.
All kinds of exciting
I think we're booked through January, I think.
No, we're booked through February.
February.
Yep.
All righty. So, well, thank you, John, so much. Thank you all for coming. Congratulations to Matt, who won the picture.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you all. And tune in next week as we will have Javi on. Thank you all so much. I hope you all have a great night.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo!